Hello everybody, welcome back, and today I'll be ranking every single POI in Chapter 5, and there's 25 of them, so let's get right into it. So, starting us off at 25, we have Ruined Reels, and I know it was the center of the map, and had some loot, but overall, just not a lot, and making this list also made me realize that Chapter 5 had some really good POIs. So, this being that low doesn't necessarily mean it's a horrible POI, just the worst. Next up at number 24, I put Ritzy Rivera, and this POI was only in game for one season, and honestly, it was very bad. It had minimal loot, was so far away from the storm, and would push you out really fast. It was just a boring POI in general, didn't have too much of a theme. At number 23, we have Shipwreck Shallows, which I do have to give credit where credit is due. It was the first mid-season POI since Chapter 3, but that doesn't take away from the fact that the only reason you would land here is for the Flint Knock and Ship in the Bottom, which were both very mid items and really didn't do much. It was very cool, but again, didn't really do much. Now at number 22, we have Restored Reels, and this POI is very similar to Ruined Reels, but it feels nicer to navigate and has more chests. And this current season has a couple of Vengeance chests, and those small things push it over just Ruined Reels. Now at number 21, we have Rebel's Roost, and although it's a joke about how nobody lands here, it doesn't take away from how it still has some weapon cases and 4 Vengeance chests. But like Ritzy Rivera, it normally pushes you away due to storm and just doesn't have like a lot of loot in general. Now at number 20 we have Doom's Courtyard. And I'm gonna be honest, nobody asked for this. It's just worse Classic Courts numbers anyway. It only has 2 Doom chests and way less chests than Classic Courts. It doesn't even have the Oscar boss like it did last season. So overall, just very mid, worse than Classic Courts. Now, taking the number 19 spot, we have Sandy Steps. And very similar to Doom's Courtyard, it's just a worse version of Sandy Steps with less loot and being way harder to traverse. At number 18, we have Grand Glacier, which is our first boss POI. Also, in Chapter 5, Scene 1, it had the boss Montague, which also has a medallion, his nemesis and his nemesis AR, which in my opinion was the worst AR that season. And you had no reason to drop here. The only reason it isn't lower is because if you dropped here with a squad, you are guaranteed full loadouts for all of them. Next, number 17, we have Reckless Railways, and similar to Grand Glacier, the Hyper SMG was just really bad, but this place does have the upside of being much closer to the middle of the map, so it was much more worth it to drop there. Now at number 16, we have Doomstat, with Mysterio's OP medallion and shotgun that made the game an insta-win, basically making it the best POI ever. Obviously I'm kidding, but for the 2 of you that are watching that get it, Mysterio's medallion and shotgun suck, but the POI has plenty of loot for 3 squads to get at least decent loot. Now at number 15, we have Brawler's Battlegrounds, which had the Ares and the aspect of combat medallion, which gave more damage on scoped weapons. He also had Ares Warforged Assault Rifle, and overall, this was a solid POI, with enough loot for at least 2 squads, and being right next to Mount Olympus. This place turned out to be a really good POI. Now at number 14, we have Castle Doom, which is the hot drop this season, and has Doombot dropping his Aspect of Siphon Medallion, and his Arcane Gauntlets, and his Monarch Pistol. All these items are mid or alright, but it is easy to loot for like 4 or 5 squads, and that's just cool, so it brings it all the way up here. Now at number 13, we have the Mount Olympus POI, and this POI was just stunning. It looks so cool, and has Zeus's Aspect of Agility medallion, making you run and jump faster when sprinting. Also, it has Zeus's Huntress DMR when combined with the Ares medallion is like a nasty combo. And at number 12, we have the Underworld, which was home to the Hades boss and his Aspect of Siphon medallion, giving you Siphon. He also has Hades Harbinger SMG, which overall was a mid SMG, and doesn't really do much damage. But I do have to say, this fight was genuinely hard, because this season in particular, the guards would just beam you like so fast. Now at our number 11 spot, we have Verlaine Rig, home to the Mechanist and her healing medallion, along with her combat assault rifle. And this POI was very good at having a lot of chests, and it was always a good fight here, because it was always a sweaty drop, but it falls victim to too close to the edge map, and the storm would just get you really fast here, so you'd have to move quick. Now, starting off our top 10, we have Snooty Steps, home to Peter Griffin and his hammer pump shotgun, hitting for a headshot of 190, so no one pump, but as a hammer pump hater, this Mythic still felt really nice to use, and there were plenty of chests here, enough for 3, maybe 4 squads. Now at number 9, we have Pleasant Piazza, and this POI had no boss, just so many chests, and you could always rotate someone nearby. You could easily supply 3 squads, maybe even 5. And at our number 8 spot, we have Hazy Hillside, and this was my drop spot during the season, so having a vault and so many just good POIs nearby, again, it just makes them all great. Now, in our number 7 spot, we have my favorite POI this chapter being Classy Courts. And this POI had chests everywhere, enough for 4, maybe 5 squads. It had a vault just 150 meters away, and during Season 3, it had Oscar's Frenzy Auto Shotgun, so OP. Now, at our 6th place, POI has to go to Fencing Fields, holding the Nisha boss and maybe one of the most busted ARs ever, beaming basically everything, and also feeling more like an SMG. This place had so much loot, up to 4 squads, and was right in the center of the map, so you could rotate anywhere very easily. Now, at number 5, we have Brutal Beachhead, and this had Megalodon with his Infinite Nitro Medallion, and his Mythic Nitro Fist, and his Mythic Combat Shotgun. All of these items were equally busted, sneaking him right into our top 5. Now, in our number 4 spot, we have the Nitro Drone. We have Ringmaster Scar's Infinite Ammo Medallion, and that alone, but combined with her Mythic Boom Bolt, was just unbeatable. This POI was also capturable, like Chapter 4, where loot would fall down, and you could actually fight her, so that was cool. Now, at our number 3 spot, we have the Raft, with Emma Frost's Reveal Medallion, which would mark nearby enemies every minute, which was just insane in its own. Her Mythic Striker Burst Rifle is better, and it makes it just an insane POI, and it has the loot for like 6 squads. It's insane. Okay, now these top 2 are pretty interchangeable, but at our number 2 spot, we have Lavish Lair holding Tony the Tiger, and overall being a cool POI, with Oscar's Frenzy Auto Shotgun being insanely broken and having loot for about 6 squads. Last, but definitely not least, our number 1 spot, we have Grimgate. As much as I hate building in this POI, as much as the next guy, the loot that the boss would drop here was just insane. First of all, we have Cerberus's Gatekeeper Shotgun, in my opinion, the best shotgun we've ever seen. Also containing his Dash Medallion, slowly giving you dash skulls over time, which end up letting you phase through builds. So they're kind of insane. Anyway, if you made it this far, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and with your help, I believe we can do it. Thank you all for watching, have a lovely day, and make sure you breathe air in the next 3 minutes.